trying out a different camera spot. I actually think it looks pretty cool. But while driving, I've had an epiphany while listening to a podcast. And I think people always say you have to be emotionless in trading. You have to be almost psychopathic and have these tendencies that, don't involve your emotions. Because when your emotions get involved, people say that your trading takes a toll. Because if you're not acting out of logic and pragmaticness, or in a pragmatic way where this is your plan, this is the criteria, it's A, B, and C. There's no room or wiggle room for emotions. And I think to caveat that, I think you do need emotions in trading. And the reason why is not actually because of the trading itself, but it's because of after the trades. After you've done trading, with your journaling, you need to jot down your emotions, because we are human. We are going to feel emotions, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss. We have a spectrum of emotions. We're going to feel some of them throughout the trading day, every single trading day. So when you journal those emotions tied with the actions that you took or didn't take, specifically underlining didn't take, you'll start to see the patterns which we want to see technically as well. So on a chart, we see patterns which fit into our plan, which creates this entry criteria to why we enter a trade. But it's the patterns internally, psychological patterns that we do, or tendencies that we do, that we are potentially from the subconscious mind. Thus, we don't realize them sometimes until you journal them, and until you make note in your own words, in your own writing, sometimes handwritten or on the computer. Until you write them down, you won't actually realize they're there. Thus, you do need your emotions in trading. And linked with the emotions comes intuition. Intuition is such a paramount part in trading, which isn't talked about enough. And all you see is technicals. But when it comes down to it, and you've been trading for 3, 4, 5 years, the intuition part is what helps you either A, from experience, get out of trades quicker, meaning you protect your capital because your SL isn't hit, for example, because you've been here before. Intuition is just a collective experience of what you've experienced, of pattern recognition. So you've been here multiple times, or hundreds of times before, if we're talking years, of seeing the same thing on the same pair, and your intuition is kicking and saying, well, hold on, I've seen this before, and it doesn't, our plan has an actual bit of grey area here. Maybe I can cut back and save myself, save some losses. And instead of losing a full percent, you lose 0.5%. That's where intuition kicks in. And on the other half, it actually forces you to enter. You're like, well, this isn't a perfect 10 out of 10 entry. You know, I've got my criteria, but I'm still a bit on the edge. Your intuition, or your gut feeling, where you say, well, this is it. You have that side where you're arguing with yourself. If your gut is telling you to enter, and you enter and it works, well, you ask yourself, did you break your plan? I don't think so. I think you've seen this pattern so many times, and that grey area in your plan is where your intuition kicks in. It's a success, right? And I think it's a fresh topic for me today, because I had the exact same thing that happened today, where my plan wasn't fully fulfilled and it was in that grey area, but my intuition was telling me, you've seen this before, the time is right, the entry criteria is pretty much spot on. Why not enter? And so you enter and you see the reward. And so looping back to the whole point of the video is emotions you are needing to journal when trading, because it's the emotions that create that link with your journal. Without that link in your journal, it's just words on a page with a couple of pictures. Putting your time and effort into it is cool, but when you have that emotional connection to your journal, you're going to learn more and uncover the subconscious mind a bit more than what you currently are. So if you are struggling, try journaling more, but with emotions. See where your actions lie.